Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Flash After Show. Thank you for kicking it with us right here at the stream.tv. What's up, everybody? I'm Dylan Landon. Y'all know me already. Some of you might even know me as the Hype Guy. Call me Hype, whatever you like. Cool episode tonight, and we cannot wait to talk about it.
Well, my name is Devon, #1 Flash fan of all time. We already know that. I'm going to let that move on.
Hey guys, what's up? I am Lauren Mayhew, super stoked to be here per usual on the Flash After Show. We have an awesome show planned for you guys today.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jack. It's always a pleasure to be here. I don't know about you, but this week felt so long because it was the hiatus, so we didn't get much of the Flash.
We had a bye week
last week.
We missed you guys, except our show
We
last
had the
week was
recap.
fun.
Yeah, but I've missed the show. I've actually missed the
You
episode.
guys were here for the recap. High fives.
Air high fives.
Boom. Digital high fives. So tonight's episode, we met a new villain who's familiar to Flash fans out there. He goes by the name of Tony Woodward today, and he's a lifelong bully of Barry. And we don't like bullies over here at the stream.tv. No bullying, not up in here. And we actually got a little tease of what his comic name is, because that metal machine that Barry was doing some, Three Ninjas work on, Cisco called him Girder. And that's what his name is in the comic book. Thank you, Devon.
You are
pulling
welcome.
that info out. So what did we like about this villain, and what didn't we like about this villain?
Well, what I didn't like being, Flash fan, he was a guy that was actually part of the Rogues at one time, but, that's another story. But I would hope they had stayed more traditional to what he really looks like, and this is why I'm getting nervous about Firestorm, because Girder in the comics, as you all know, is like a big hulking piece of steel, like big beard, big hair, just big ugly something. He looks like...
Almost like you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Bam! Get over there more.
But he's kind of like an iron version of the Thing, in a way. And in this one, they made a very...
I like the slickness.
Yeah, I like
cool.
that's the way they've got to do it.
Yeah.
They did
I
it
feel
like
like it was
Colossus
cool.
from the movie X-Men. Like,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
kinda...
I mean, the thing is, the guy's character is so not likable anyway that, I mean, regardless of if he looked like a big woolly beast or if he didn't, I feel like you don't like him regardless.
Yeah, even though he was like a good-looking dude as well. He was like 6'5", big buff dude. We still
But his
hated him.
personality, yeah, you're just like,
Yeah,
Well, that's
guy's
why.
a douche.
That's what we said. We were like, we don't like this guy, and Devon was like, well, he's doing a good job. Then.
Yeah,
that's the whole
exactly.
point.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, I guess
That's true. I was digging the way he was looking.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't a fan. He was a bully, so he got his comeuppance. Not every day you hear that word.
Nope.
So
First time, actually, I think.
What about him compared to some other villains we've seen? How does he compare to some of your past favorite villains?
I really liked him personally because I thought that this specific challenge that Barry had to overcome, which is kind of my favorite, it seemed like a little bit of the hardest hurdle. The fact that he could literally shatter every single bone in his body, that sounds pretty freaking scary to me. I didn't know if he was going to be pulled this one off. I mean, he is the Flash, so I think we all kind of knew, but I was excited to see that one happen.
I liked him. Well, actually, I thought he was such an insecure man. I felt so sorry for him at times.
Yeah.
Like, he was the bully in high school, and then he grows up and doesn't get out of the bullying stage and is still a bully.
Yeah.
And then drags Iris back to school so that he can finally be big man on campus.
In his
It's like,
glory
what a
days.
douchebag.
Wait, and wasn't that a picture of him, like, like the wrestling
Yeah, it was
photo
the
or
wrestling
something?
one,
He's
and he
like,
looked at it and
"Rah."
admired it. It was like, that was me when I was like 8, when I was
Yeah.
a douche. I was a prick of an 8-year-old.
Definitely not a cool guy. Like,
No.
definitely not a cool guy. He needs some help. He's imbalanced. But
bugger.
what was cool, I think we're continually seeing Barry grow.
Yes, absolutely.
And this episode, he really had to overcome, some personal demons and some physical demons.
Oh.
He
I just want to throw this out there. Remember, I called it when we was watching it. He threw out the supersonic, AKA Mach punch.
Yeah, that happened.
Yes, and he was like, "How fast do I need to go?" And I was like, "He has to go Mach 1, Mach 1." And he was like, 1.1. I said, "Oh Jesus Christ! Oh
Yeah,
God."
Devon actually lost it. And,
God.
like,
He did. He
cried
lost his
little
shit.
and went around the room.
Lost
but,
his shit.
But that's another cool thing is that Barry had to discover a new power of his, and the Mach punch is something that the Flash will continue to use throughout his history of being, or future history of being a superhero.
Superboy.
I think that's
Icon.
kind of something fun that we're actually just getting to discover what Barry's capable of and his new superpowers as he is. So that's kind of fun.
I do what I like to see as well, the reality, well, I'm not going to say reality, but like that in the Flash is the real version of the powers. So like when we see in the comic books or when we saw in the old cartoons, the Mach punch was like,
He's a-
like this crazy. In this, Like, it just looks better to see their real life interpretation of how he's going to do these powers. That's what I think pretty
So
cool.
what are some other powers you would like to see?
Oh, God. You would ask me that question. Okay. Well, I want to see him start doing his vibrating through molecules and stuff, like through walls and everything like that.
Yeah.
I want to see him do the whirlwinds with the arms. I want to see the whirlwinds.
I was actually going to say that because I think that would be so cool to see as well, because we kind of saw a little bit of that in, what was it, the first episode?
When he did the tornado,
counter.
the
exactly.
counter tornado,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
By far one of my favorite scenes. That's
Yeah.
what locked me into this show.
But couldn't he do it? Okay, if he could do it as a tornado, couldn't he also do it as a hurricane too, like over water
He
with
can
water
do
as well?
yes, he
That
can
would be
do.
pretty
He can do it all.
Yes.
He can do it all.
He can do
He
it.
is pretty,
It's
pretty
possible.
awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't he? He's
Well,
pretty great.
we know he's got superhuman skills, but his interpersonal skills getting
Not
a little
too
better.
good, no.
Yeah. No.
You know, he's always on the looking for improvement in
He
that
patched
world.
things up though with Iris on this episode, so you know.
Yeah.
Nice
yeah.
to see them two back together and
It is,
liking
yeah.
each other.
Well,
Definitely.
as friends.
Well,
Let's
yeah.
not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, a close friendship, you know, things bud from that, and Eddie
However-
is not too happy about
However,
that.
on top of that, remember when Iris met with the Streak? She was still calling him the Streak at this
Yeah.
point. She actually failed to mention to Eddie that she had met with him, because remember Barry kind of like looked at her like, oh, what? Like you didn't mention.
Well, if Eddie was a little jealous of Barry, I'm sure he'd be a lot of jealous of the Flash.
Oh, for sure.
But so we see a little bit that Eddie confesses to Barry that, you know, at first I was a little intimidated by you because they had such a good, close relationship. So it's kind of, you know, we have our theories, and some people out there have our theories of who Eddie Thawne really is or will become. And we kind of got the little hint of maybe there's going to be some trepidation within that relationship. So how do we see the Barry and Eddie Thawne relationship changing starting now?
I think this episode was possibly the most we've seen Eddie as well. I think you actually noted that
Yeah.
earlier. It was like throughout the last, what were it, 7 episodes, 6 episodes?
one scene in and out sort of
Yeah,
thing.
it was like he had like 5 lines throughout every episode. In this one, it was pretty much like it was good on him. Him and Barry had the whole fighting scene where he's training him how to fight. And then they're like almost working as partners now. Pretty much, because Joe's busy helping Harrison talk about Nora and all that. So Joe's like, Eddie, take Barry, Eddie, take Barry, Eddie, take Barry. So I feel like now we're going to see a lot more of Eddie and Barry coming together, which would be cool.
I think what they're also doing is setting up what I've been trying to tell y'all the whole time is that Thawne, you don't throw that last name out there without having any kind of prelude to the man in the yellow suit, as we saw.
Right.
And I'm not saying that what we saw on the button part with Joe is him, but I'm saying like the jealousy is one of the things that had to do with that whole rivalry between Flash and Reverse Flash. And I'm saying this right now could be setting up and opening the gates to it, because I mean, let's say now he's letting his guard down.
Absolutely.
I trust you, and then Iris is like, I'm going with Barry.
It
He's
is
like,
always when you least expect it that
Yeah, you let the
know,
walls down
You let
and
the
that's
walls
what
down,
happens.
and
and that could set up like the foundation of I don't like you, and I'm coming to get her. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Be interesting.
So
See how it goes.
if you were Barry or Eddie, well, who would you rather be in this scenario? Would you rather be in the relationship? I think if you're Barry.
Well, definitely Barry, because you kind of know that Barry's going to win out in the end.
yeah,
If Eddie's
'cause
the
he's got,
bad
like,
guy.
he's got like
he's been
the
foreshadowed.
history of
Yeah.
Iris together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
You
They've
can
got
never
the-
beat the history. I feel like it's very rare that you can overcome a whole lifetime of
Yeah.
memories and relationships, and the dad loves you, and the whole 9 yards.
They've
you know,
built
I
a
think it's-
huge foundation
Exactly.
between them both. You know?
And at the end of the day, that's really what a strong relationship is based off of.
But what I look at as well, like when you see kids that grow up like that, they grow up, they don't often tend to grow up to end up being together. Like I don't know that first-hand experience. I haven't got any I've never been
Like
the
they're
same
too
scenario
good
as
of
Barry.
friends?
Not even too good of friends, but like they're almost brother and sister. It's almost
Right.
like
Exactly.
a platonic relationship.
That's a good
you
point,
know what
though.
I mean? That's what I'm wondering. I'm
And
like,
I'm
is that
curious
what
too,
Iris?
because they
Is that what
really
they're
are like
thinking
brother
about?
and sister. So like, was he in love like for the last like 15
Since he was a
years?
10-year-old,
Like,
you
yeah,
know,
like
like,
10
Well,
since
Joe
he was
did
in
say
love
that
with her.
he knew that Barry was in love with Iris since he was old enough to know
Yeah.
what love was. So basically,
Fair.
yeah, since you know.
Okay, that's fair.
So
I'll
he's
give you that one.
secretly, his secret admirer was the brother.
it's kind of weird. But
Kind of weird.
Yeah,
putting it in that
but I
Trippy.
think he'll be weary of Eddie moving forward, and I think for us as viewers, we're kind of getting the foreshadowing of this like rivalry to come, and the fact that Eddie was not in this show that much this season, I think that's going to save him for seasons to come, and then really be like a tentpole of the villains.
What's it going to do with the police department when Eddie leaves? You know, Joe's a chief, Eddie's his partner. Chief's partner's gone, he's a bad guy now. Police department is going to crumble.
That's a good
prediction.
but that's a prediction. We don't
Interesting.
know. Guys, what do you think? Hit us up on Twitter. Use the hashtag #TheFlashAS. Shoot us directly, and we're going to either feature you on the show this week, next week, answer your show right here, live shout-outs, and right below on YouTube, let us know as well and get the conversation going. Invite your friends. We all good. We nice people.
We're chataholics, so we got you.
One thing that I really liked was that moment between Harrison Wells and Joe West, when Joe was kind
Absolutely.
of questioning, Harrison's involvement with maybe the murder or when he came to town.
Is this the first time the accusation?
Yeah, and he was saying that we're going to
Yeah.
look into the murder once again, and then you saw Harrison get kind of like, well, like, now I got to like do my manipulative things that I do to fix something up. So,
Well, Harrison Wells for a while has been saying that he's lost something, right? And so, Jack actually brought up a really good point that maybe this girl is
Tess Morgan,
Tess
yeah.
Morgan is who he lost. Which,
Married to their workers, married to each other or something he brought up.
Right.
But,
So would you
yeah.
say Harrison Wells, but does Harrison Wells not want the truth to come out about the murder, which seems like it?
Oh no, I've
does,
completely
yeah.
changed on Harrison Wells
Yeah.
now. I'm like, dude, I feel so sorry for you. I don't think he has anything to do with this now.
I don't
My view on
Really?
Harrison Wells has completely changed. Either I'm buying Harrison Wells this whole sob story about him losing Tess, losing his wife, and then wanting to relocate to rebuild himself. It kind of touched me a little bit. I was like, dude, I respect
touches me
that.
too,
Like,
but I
He got
also
you.
understand. He
That's
got
all.
to
I
me.
think
He
that
got
they
to me.
purposely put that sort of stuff in to mislead you
But what
from
if
the
they're
course.
not purposely putting it in? What if they're purposely putting it in to make us think they're purposely putting it in, but they're actually not? You
Right.
don't even know.
I tell you
Wow,
what,
that's very
know.
convoluted.
I don't trust him, and you know why? I don't trust him because he's still sitting in that wheelchair that
Yep.
he doesn't need.
Yep.
He still
He
has
still
that
has a
secret,
secret
Maybe
room.
he
future
has
room.
his own. Maybe he's got his.
All
own
I'm saying
there.
is, if you're not doing nothing that we need to be aware of, then that wheelchair is also part of his
Wait,
manipulative way.
Absolutely.
the Flash
There's too many
keeping
secrets.
the Flash keeping
many
his secret and identity, keeping his identity a secret.
Yeah.
That's pretty much saying
But
Harrison Wells keeping his from Iris.
Yeah.
That makes him a bad guy then.
Well, you
because
gotta
Harrison
understand.
Wells keeping his identity from everyone else.
Yeah,
is
but there
making
should
him a
be
bad
no
guy.
secrets between them all there at the compound, basically, because they're sharing all this information with each other.
And Flash is keeping his identity a secret to protect
For a
the ones he
reason,
loves.
which
And
Maybe
Harrison
that's
is
what
keeping a
Harrison
secret.
Wells is trying
No,
to
but
do.
he ain't though.
How
But
do you
he
know
ain't,
that,
though?
though?
But he ain't.
because he
see?
wouldn't be sitting
You
in
watch.
a
Harrison
wheelchair.
Wells is going to do me
Because
a
he's
favor.
not
Mr.
winning.
Wells.
So let me
gonna
ask you a
do
question
this?
though. Based on that question Joe asked when he was like, "Yo, you moved here a week after the murder, or the month after
Set
you
the
opened
labs
your
up a
lab."
month, yeah.
So is Harrison Wells from the future?
I
it's
would
very
say
possible.
he is. I'm just saying.
But why wouldn't he go?
Okay.
Okay, so here's the reason why he wouldn't go back to the future. He would stay there because what I heard from someone in the YouTube comments that says, let's say Harrison Wells is the Reverse Flash, he only gets his powers and becomes stronger as Barry develops also.
That's
So he's
true.
kind of just
Very
staying
valid.
around as
Great
like,
point. Whoever said that.
Well,
yes.
what if he came back? Here's the Flash. He came back, but knew
Not
the
the
Reverse Flash was gonna take over the place, or like the Reverse Flash was gonna kill him, or was gonna do bad. So he's come back now to direct himself, Barry, through like take him through the correct course, so that he doesn't get attacked by the Reverse Flash, or the Reverse Flash doesn't win, or some other villain doesn't win.
I think at the
What
end
if
of
that's why he's come back?
I think at the end of the day, Joe is a detective for a reason. He has a gut instinct about Harrison Wells. We have all had this same gut instinct, about Harrison Wells since the beginning. And I think that maybe he's throwing us off the track right now with this, love story, et cetera. And I think he's doing a good job with
Yeah.
it because clearly he's got you going. But I think ultimately, he's not to be trusted. There's something more there.
at all.
And
There's
I
something
love,
more there.
it's his police instinct. I think we're gonna learn more about like why Joe is suspicious of Harrison Wells, and we're gonna get to that soon. But like even after he said, "My wife was murdered, look her up," Tess Morgan.
He was like, I will look forward to your help in this matter.
Yeah.
And once again, Harrison Wells kind of backed up, being like, wow, you just don't give up, do you?
Right,
Like,
and
great. I thought this was done.
And I think that now Joe is playing the game a little bit, getting him like the bottle of, I think it was like Macallan or something. It was like a nice bottle of whiskey. To smooth
I love
it
that you
over.
picked that up.
Hey, it's
Like,
like Glenn
by the
and
way.
Fitz,
Bring out
McCallum,
McCallum.
Yeah,
16 years old, I think it
Glenn
was.
Lewis, exactly. And yeah, so he's definitely still suspicious, but he's playing the card. So what we wound up seeing was that at the end of the episode, there was red and yellow lightning again within Joe's house. I think the evidence was then taken away that Joe was just reviewing.
And there was definitely a knife.
And then like not blades inside of Iris's
Iris's
photo.
photo.
So put in A to B to D to 9, was that Harrison Wells, master plan? What happened there?
I just want to say that we got a pretty good look at the man in the yellow suit, we'll say. And from my view, it looked like he had the black eyes with the red dot, which is a trademark of the Hunter Zolomon version, AKA Zoom. And I'm just saying, we've been trying to pocketed this the whole time, and it's only going that much closer to it. And let alone Joe just now gets attacked after he starts poking at Wells. And I mean, doesn't even get attacked. Like you said, we saw red and yellow. Possibly Barry could have saved him right there.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
He might have failed with the mom.
So here's the question.
Barry didn't know. Barry, as the Flash, didn't know that was going on, though.
No, maybe
this
from
is
the
a future
future.
thing
So
again.
here's the
Future
question.
Barry.
Here's the question. Let's say, for argument's sake, for all intents and purposes,
Boom.
let's just say that Harrison Wells is the Reverse Flash.
Zoom.
Does he have the powers right now, and he's hiding the suit, and he's just not using the powers at all? And he did that in the present time, or did he go back in time at that exact day to mess with Joe? Or did he set up Eddie or another person to be the Reverse Flash and make that happen?
You're talking about Harrison Wells? Did he do that?
Yeah. Did he do that now, or was it future coming back?
I think that's future. I think that's future coming back.
Yeah,
I think that's
it is.
future coming back,
Because
absolutely.
it looked like it was red and yellow.
Yep,
I'm
it was
saying.
both.
So it looks like
So
maybe
clearly
Barry saved him right
Yes,
there.
exactly. So Barry would have already had to have his powers. It definitely had to be in the future coming back, because otherwise Barry wouldn't have had them yet.
Well,
what if that yellow streak isn't in the future? What if that yellow streak that we saw go around Joe's house is alive now?
Right, that's the
What if
question.
they're not coming back from the future?
Right,
What
that's
if
the question.
someone's hidden?
Right.
I don't think it was from the future. I think that was too much of a pinpoint accurate
Right.
time and place. Like, it was in Joe's house, like on a random day where he's sitting there having a drink. Why would someone from the future, well,
Because they
then
would know.
come back right then?
Well,
But
that
because
is
they
the
would
question.
know
Guys,
from
help
the
us
future.
out. What do you think? Hit us up on Twitter. Use the hashtag #TheFlashAS and let us know your theories, because this is a doozy.
It's getting heated.
We're going to get to those
Getting
fan
heated.
questions that you've sent in and more right after this quick break.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live. In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited. This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them don't ahead, turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Back with more after show of episode 7, I believe, and it's called The Flash is Born. Great title.
Love it.
And got a full storyline ahead with the new name, The Flash, that we Iris finally said, and Devon cried or had something.
Again.
My eyes
cried.
got a
When
little
he gave
watery,
it, yeah, I think
and
he
I got
got-
goosebumps.
This is a real tearjerker
I was sitting there
episode
like
for you.
this the whole time.
And we know you guys have stuff to say. Thank you for hanging out with us on YouTube. Casey Vaughn, what up? Thank you for that fan pick a couple weeks ago. Ronnie Shama, hey. The Reviewing Eternal. Spike Nug. Spice Nug.
Spice
The Amazing
Nug.
Pants. Calvin P. Rick Stokely. Pie Wicked Tiger. I don't know. You guys are creative. Hey, thank you for hanging out. Let us know what you think in the comments below and what you want to see us do more or less of here on a Flash After Show. So let's get to some. What do you want to say?
Before
Devon?
you throw out the fan question,
Oh, you got some shout-outs.
I have been
You got some
promising these
shout-outs.
guys to shout them out for the last like 2 weeks. At Shaggy K, okay, did I say it right? And at Mikey7382. I think that's what they are.
Wow, you even
If I
remember
said
the
it wrong-
numbers.
Yeah, I made sure I remember these. So if I said it wrong, I apologize, but y'all know who I'm
That's
talking
how much
about.
we care.
Yes, there you go.
Exactly. So to a new fan at DT Pants, how many episodes until we see Barry go light speed? So we saw Barry's Mach punch today. Light speed is another power that Barry.
So Mach is the speed. He broke the speed of
Speed of
sound,
sound.
in
Speed of
this
sound. Sonic Boom,
episode.
totally
So I think it's going to be a little bit because they can't just give him all
Give
his powers.
everything away.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
they
they've
can't
got to
give it
do.
all at once. So it's going to be a little bit.
They make people like you be like, oh, why hasn't he got the power yet? Why hasn't he got this yet? Why hasn't he got this yet? So it's like, dude, if we gave Barry all the powers, everything he could do, speed, force, all that lot, everything that he wants to do in one go, after 3 episodes, you'd be bored of him. You'd be like, right, he's going to
Well,
go,
let me
he's
ask you
going
a
to beat the
question.
shit out
I
of him.
wouldn't be bored of it.
The time travel that happens in the Flash stories is that specifically from the cosmic treadmill?
Not always.
Because
mean,
if you run the speed of light, technically you could time travel.
Yeah, no, I think it starts off primarily, cosmic treadmill or whatnot. But as he potentially gets stronger,
do it by himself.
and he can start picking and choosing his battles and doing his thing. And they have a part where this is from the comic books where. Never mind. Just let's continue. But
What are you
yes,
gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Well,
What are you gonna
we're
say?
talking about the Mach punch. Like I just feel really good. Like I showed y'all that little thing where he hit Superboy Prime with a similar punch.
Yeah.
After him. It was Bart Allen, Barry Allen, and one more Flash. I think it was Wally West. They took Superboy Prime into the Speed Force and then came back out, and Bart Allen just boom, hit him one good time,
Love
knocked
it.
his ass off. That's the feeling I got watching him do that.
You know, at the end of Smallville, when Tom Welling just flies off and he finally flies, best show ever.
Besides the Flash.
Besides like Seinfeld and Sopranos, but and the Flash. But he flies. Maybe at the end of the series, we'll see Barry do something like light
that.
speed or
Yeah.
cosmic or something like that. Another fan
Sound
question. Mikey7382. Will we ever see a Flash museum? Now, guys, it's one of the earlier episodes in this series. I think Barry even says, there's not going to be a museum about me or something like that. Or Eddie says that about Barry. I think that might have been episode 1, and I remember we hit each other. So what do you think? You think we'll actually see a museum sometime within this series?
Within the series, yes. The season, probably not. But yes, and they just mentioned Keystone City as well. So now we got Central and Keystone. Yeah. They're going to open up the museum because also the museums is the location where a lot of shit goes down, like with the rogues and stuff like that. And I think one gets destroyed and they rebuild another one. So the museum has
definitely
almost
a really
as much.
important
It'll
location.
come out.
But
It's going to come up for sure, especially if he gets to his heroic potential that he has.
Right.
I think it'll take a
build
while to get the museum into it. It'll be definitely later.
It's going to be a while.
It's not going to be in this. Yeah, it's going to be a
Because
lot.
he's still kind of
further
hiding
into
his
this.
identity. Like people just came up with his
People
name.
don't. Well, the only reason people know about him at the moment is from Iris's blog.
Exactly.
And she only got 1,000 followers.
Well, that was going up
in due
quickly.
time. We got a live fan question from you guys typing away right now. So Calvin P wants to know, how is Tony Girder gonna eat? How does he eat?
Well, I mean, if we saw, he turns human, so he could eat regular food.
Yeah.
I mean, and it looked like he's like Colossus. I mean, he covers himself in metal, but it's a malleable metal that he can still move and do life with. So it's not like
It's not like some of the others. It's kind of like how we were talking about the week before, where there's some superpowers that allow you not to be able to touch people and stuff. We don't think this is one of those. Yeah.
So I mean, if I was Tony, I would just stay in the middle the whole time while I was fighting.
But see, that's also an argument people say with Colossus.
Well, maybe he's heavy.
There's
Maybe
only
he's
certain
heavy
parts
or
of
something
it.
like
Yeah,
that.
maybe
so
he's
he
too
can't
heavy to
move
The other
move
thing
fast.
is, how we've talked about with it's been mentioned with a lot of the superheroes in the show that this takes substantial amount of energy to exert their power for a long period of time. So I would imagine that staying in that intense of a metal form would be depleting to their overall energy, and that eventually they might not be able to do it at all.
So why doesn't Barry run out of it? Why can Barry run?
Well, because Barry's not running all the time. Like he'll run and then he stops, and then he runs and then he stops. I mean, has he ever really run?
I mean, he only ran 600 miles
but
when he
if
went and met the Arrow.
Just like he gets hurt, he heals fast. If he gets tired, his stamina is, that much.
Plus he has his 15 million calorie bars that they made him. So
which I would love to have. And guys, we can't get to all your questions, so hit us up now on Twitter for this week, next week, and we want to feature you. Use the hashtag FlashAS. The other hashtag we love using on this show, hashtag StreamDreamCasting. Woo! The reason we do this on this show, guys, is because here's a conversation that we all have when the cameras stop rolling. So why not do it while the cameras roll? Because you guys are our homies too.
You deserve to know.
And I know y'all be having the same conversations at home as well. So for last week's Dreamcasting results, we wanted to know who you agreed most with of our Dreamcasting choice of Hawkgirl. And guess what? It's her dream come true. Lauren wins. Finally, over 40% of you agree that Mila Djokovic should be Hawkgirl, and I think that's a fantastic pick.
Thank you.
Lauren.
Thank
Great
you.
job. This week, though, we want to know who your dream casting choice would be for Nightwing. Ooh, one of my personal favorite heroes, Dick Grayson, the first Robin, grows up to become Nightwing, his own hero in his own right, and part-time Batman, actually. So why don't we go around the room now and ask who we think should be Nightwing.
Ready.
Am I starting?
Oh, Devon.
I mean, I never really put too much thought into who I wanted to see as Nightwing, so I just kind of went with a quick guesstimate, and I picked, how you say it?
Tyler Hoechlin.
Tyler Hoechlin, okay? Just because, you know, he got the face, he got the, it just look, that's a good-ass picture.
Yeah, Tyler Hoechlin, yeah, thank you very much.
I think that's actually a fan art from, like, DeviantArt.
Right?
I think I have it
Yeah.
saved in my phone.
Tyler Hoechlin's on Teen Wolf, and he's probably the most commonly picked person I've seen online. I haven't seen that photo used for him, so...
It's a good one, though.
Good, but I feel like, you know, I feel like he would fit, you know, it doesn't, you know.
He's good.
Even with the long hair, I want to see the long hair version.
Maybe
Pretty dope.
maybe in this segment we'll get to that. Jack, who do you think? Hey guys, by the way, make sure you head to the stream.tv to vote for who you think you agree with most, and of course you could put in your selection as well. Jack?
I chose Liam Hemsworth. Do we have a photo of him up there? Right.
Yes, short hair Liam Hemsworth.
The short hair Liam. Well, I mean, it's short as it is long. Well, it's not. But you know what I mean. Like, he's got the slick back look. I personally think Liam Hemsworth is a great actor. I think he's really on point. Even pretty much living almost in the shadow of his brother. His older brother, Chris, and Liam.
Yes.
We're tripping out. Yeah, his older brother Chris being Thor, gets to be a superhero. Okay, he's in Hunger Games. Fair enough. Like, Liam's in Hunger Games. I just think he's a great actor, and I think Nightwing would be the perfect input for him to get into the Marvel and DC world, into the superheroes, into that. Maybe I could never see him as a villain. I think he's too nice, he's too good of a guy to be a villain, too good looking. Like, I just think he's a very, very, very Nightwing.
I think we thought that with Heath Ledger too when he played Joker, and he killed
Fact,
it.
and he
So-
killed
Well, we
it.
weren't good looking as the Joker, was
Lauren,
he? Scared the
who's your
shit out of
dream
me.
casting
Okay.
choice for Nightwing in the DC cinematic universe?
So, guys, your picks were good, but I think I'm gonna win again. This is a really good one from Vampire Diaries. Ian Somerhalder.
Oh God.
Boom.
No, I mean, that's a fantastic look. It looks fantastic.
I mean, honestly, I think that he's perfect for it. With like the hair, the piercing eyes, you know, he definitely there's some like a little mystique to him.
Yeah.
So I feel like he has that extra edge to be a superhero.
Here's what's going against him. He's too pretty.
No.
He's
just too pretty.
Yes.
If you're Nightwing, you gotta be like hard nosed. You gotta be like edgy.
He was raised
I feel
with
like he
Batman.
is edgy.
No, I know, but he's just.
His hair is just like
I think
messy. It's
he's
just like
I think if
he
they
can't
were
help
going
it that when he messes it up, it looks so perfect.
I know, if they were going like the sexy superhero route, like I think if they made it like the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, like
he'd be perfect.
Ian Somerhalder would be Nightwing. But I just think, you know, they're not gonna go that direction. I think it's a fantastic pick.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
I
show.
feel like you'd be a little bit
And-
messier if he was raised with Batman.
He really
Batman.
looks like the art. Like he really looks
he
like
looked
that.
But
great
I
in
feel
that
like also
photo.
too, because he's a little bit like his face
got
is
the
so
gaunt-
chiseled and
yeah.
it's kind of hollowed out that it kind of gives him like this extra kind of thing
We
that
can't
you know.
act like we ain't just see Tyler Hoechlin,
Yeah.
whatever his name is, them cheekbones and
Yeah.
that chin he just had.
Yeah,
so
cheekbones.
We can put the faces in this if we got to.
And we're
he saw them
and for my
cheekbones.
pick, we're gonna keep it in the DCW universe because not Vampire Diaries, but I went old Supernatural with Jared Padalecki. I want to see as Nightwing. Now he's got the long hair, and he's not pretty. He's got got
a
that
man.
like distinguished like edge about him that Nightwing kind of needs.
Nightwing's
And obviously
kinda
with
slick,
his,
though, I
with
feel
his,
like.
with his popularity within the DC Warner universe, I think the fans would react well, and I could just see him coming out of the night and just being a good Nightwing.
The only reason I chose Liam, and I agree with you guys, I think you guys have to look, but I think your actors are too old, maybe. I think Nightwing's gonna come out because he's not. I don't mean old as in old. I mean Nightwing's gonna. I believe if there's a film about Nightwing, he'll be portrayed as a very younger character, like easily anywhere between the ages of 18 and maybe 21, 22.
Nah, but you gotta figure
I don't think he's
Nightwing
gonna
is
be
an
older.
older guy. He's
You think
Yeah.
we're
I
getting
would
that
say,
old?
you know, I think you.
I'd say
there's a
mid-
I
20s.
think it'll
Mid
come
to
from
late
the
20s.
beginning. I think if we're to get a Nightwing thing, a Nightwing film.
Well, let's think about it logically.
It will come up, like it will start young and.
Ben
and-
Affleck is playing an older Batman, so right now, as Batman is his correct age in the DC universe,
Okay.
Nightwing will also be that much older and exist
Okay.
as Nightwing already. So
Fair.
That's true.
Fair.
So guys, we could talk about this all day. So and that does it for this episode because we are short on time. So guys, please keep hitting us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, use the hashtag #TheFlashAS.
We love it.
Send us your questions. Go to the stream.tv to vote for which one of those Dreamcasting choices you agree with most. And right now in the YouTube comments below, we want to do some more interactive kind of contests, polls, just like some fun stuff where we could get involved with you and then get your results out here to the viewing audience. So let us know what you guys would like to participate in right here on the Flash After Show. For Jack, Lauren, and Devon, I'm Dylan. We'll see you guys next week.
Happy No Shave November.
Peace.